Hi, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another daily update on the coronavirus situation here in China. I'm coming to you from Shenzhen. Today it's 13 degrees and cloudy outside, although it doesn't feel that cold, but that's what my weather app on my phone's telling me. Okay, so first, as usual, to the numbers. So first of all, in China, there are 68,584 confirmed cases. There are 1,666 people who have died, and there are 9,425 people who've recovered. The net cases, which is the total cumulative confirmed cases minus the deaths and the people who've recovered, are 57,493. The figures for recovered people continue to accelerate, which is great news. The deaths are mounting up, but they are much less than the people who are recovering. Currently, the recovery to death rate is running at about sort of 85% of people who've gone through the virus and either died or been recovered. 85% have recovered and 15% have died. Now, in the next couple of days, I'm going to produce some more detailed statistics, because obviously a majority of those people who have died are in Hubei province, and that is simply because for some time their resources were way overstretched. And I think the authorities within Hubei province have also said that, you know, they don't know the exact numbers. They are only reporting numbers who are in either hospitals or medical shelters that they've set up. So people who haven't gone to hospital are not obviously recorded in the numbers. And I think Hubei authorities have been pretty open about that. I think outside of Hubei province, there's much more control, and I think the numbers are pretty accurate for those other provinces. There continues to be 4 provinces with the number of cumulative reported cases over 1,000. They are Guangdong with 1,316, Henan with 1,231, Zhejiang with 1,167, and Hunan with 1,004. On to global figures. Okay, outside of China, there are 616 confirmed cases, 3 deaths, with an additional death now. It's a Chinese citizen in Paris in France that has passed away, and 92 recovered. So if you take the recovered and deaths away from the cumulative confirmed, you're at about 520 active confirmed cases outside of China. Okay, so I guess probably the biggest story today is about the cruise ship which is quarantined in Japan. There's been another 70 cases identified on that ship as being confirmed, which now takes the total to 355. 3 countries have so far announced that they were going to organise evacuation flights for their citizens. That is Hong Kong, the USA and Canada. There are approximately 330 Hong Kong citizens on there, 255 Canadian, and around 400 American citizens. Both Hong Kong and the US have said that the citizens who choose to take those evacuation flights will have to spend 14 days in quarantine when they return back to their respective countries. I'm assuming Canada will do the same, although at this point I can't find any confirmation what Canada will do with the citizens they evacuate. There are a few passengers suggesting that they won't take the evacuation flights at this time. A second cruise ship that was in the news has finally docked in Cambodia, and all the passengers, there was a total of 1,500 passengers on that second ship. They have all disembarked in Cambodia. The ship was initially refused at a number of other ports. However, when they disembarked in Cambodia, the Cambodian authorities said that they had all tested negative. However, one of the passengers has flown back to Malaysia and since been tested positive for the virus. So the Cambodian authorities have asked the Malaysian authorities to retest that woman. So we are now awaiting results of a possible second testing. 8 expats in the province of Guangdong have also been given the all clear and released from hospital. Hospital authorities said that nurses went out to supermarkets to buy food for those patients because those patients, not being Chinese, were not that keen on the hospital food, which was of course Chinese food. So here in China, another drug has gone into clinical testing to see its effectiveness against the virus. This is a drug called hydroxychloroquine, and it's currently in clinical trials as we speak. And the Bank of China and financial authorities here have announced that they will sort of disinfect all banknotes, as they've found this could potentially be a way that the virus is spread. In most of the major cities here, certainly in Shenzhen where I am, I see virtually no one using paper money. Actually, everybody uses electronic payment, but I guess in some of the smaller cities and the villages that people will still be using money. So the authorities are obviously concerned about that, so they've issued these notices for institutions to disinfect the money. Not quite sure how they will do that, but that's the advice that has been given out. It's also been announced that all highway road tolls will be suspended until the outbreak comes to an end here in China. A number of companies are now receiving their authorization to let people start work again, and a number of car manufacturers have said that they will start to ramp up production next week. These include Toyota and Nissan, who have both said they will get their factories up and running during the course of the next week. Authorities in Thailand Saturday announced that they had their first case of a medical worker being infected with the virus. There are some concerns by experts about Thailand that their number of reported cases does seem less than what is expected, considering their close ties with China and the amount of Chinese visitors Thailand gets. Let's hope that this is not the start of something bigger in Thailand. I'm slightly worried on a personal level because my daughter is due to fly to Thailand very soon for a holiday which has been planned for some time. So I am quite concerned about that. I was speaking to her a couple of days ago, suggested she should be very careful and to buy masks and wear those masks at all times. From what I can see in Thailand at the moment, not a large amount of the population are actually wearing masks there, which is kind of concerning. Okay, to the UK now. 8 out of the 9 confirmed cases in the UK have recovered and been discharged from hospital. So currently that only leaves one patient who still currently has the virus in the UK, and I believe that to be a Chinese national. So here's some interesting statistics about travel over the Chinese New Year. Aviation officials have said that air travel was down by 75% compared to usual at the Lunar New Year festival. And they said they had issued refunds for 20 million tickets, totaling around 2.9 billion US dollars. And Chinese railway authorities said that trips during the Lunar New Year were only 1/7 of the usual trips, and they also said they had refunded around 1.6 billion US dollars in refunds of tickets. Pakistan have reported their first suspected case of the coronavirus. This was a person that had recently returned from China, and that person has been put under medical supervision until results are confirmed. That brings me to the end of the update for today. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching us and supporting us, and a special big thank you to those who support us through either Buy Me a Coffee, WeChat or Patreon. As I've said before, we get a limited status on our coronavirus videos, which means we don't receive anywhere near the income that we would normally receive for the videos we make. But anyway, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you like the channel, considering hitting that subscribe button. And if you really want to get notified as soon as we release a new video, hit those bells. For now, as always, take care.